Okay, so in PHP, today in this video, we will learn about PHP operators. There are so many types like arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, increment, decrement operators, logical operators, string operators, array operators, and conditional assignment operators. So in this video, we will be focusing on these three types of operators. Okay. Now, first we need to understand that what are operators in PHP. So mostly in all programming languages, operators are some symbols that are used to perform some operations, some actions on containers. In other words, you call it variables and that container values. So suppose we have some variables and these variables have some values and we want to perform some operation on that values, then we'll be using operators. So in this video we'll discuss these three: arithmetic, assignment, and comparison. And in the next upcoming videos we will be discussing all these operators. So let's get started with arithmetic operators. But before moving further, I would like to show you that if you haven't accessed this playlist, PHP tutorial, this is a complete playlist in which we have covered a lot of things in PHP. So you can see right here everything is from beginning. So if you haven't accessed it, access it and watch all the previous videos. Now here, what are arithmetic operators? So let me zoom in further. So PHP arithmetic operators are used with numeric values to perform common arithmetical operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, mod. So whenever we have integer values and we want the common arithmetic operations, like in mathematics we have learned a lot from our first grade, that when we want to add variables, their values, integer type values, or subtract or multiply. So let me create here two variables. So $sign a, and let's say it has a value of 10. After that, let me create here another variable and let's say it has a value 20. So let me create another variable by the name of result that will store the result. Now, before storing result, I will be using some operation on the above two variable. So I'll be saying that a plus $sign b. So let me print it. Addition is, and let's concatenate it and just print the result. Okay. So it will print you the result. So Control S, go to your browser and open the folder, and we have tutorial number 26. So we have this result, addition is 30. Now let me just copy this line. So Control C and paste it, and this will be result 1. Now within this I'll be using subtraction. So minus, and let me just paste another one. Now this time I'll be using multiplication, and let's say that this is a result 2. So Control C and V. Now let's say this is result 3, and within this I want to use addition. Okay, sorry, division. So let's divide A with B. Now let's use another, just copy paste, and let's say it is 4, result 4. Now here I want value of A with B. I just will be using here mod, so it will return me the remainder. Now we have to print all these variables, the result variables. So for the second one it will be echo, and instead of addition this time it will be subtraction. So subtraction is concatenate, and this will be the result 1. Okay, now echo again, and let's say this time multiplication is, and concatenate, and it will be result 2. So echo again, and this will be division, so that we can see everything separately, and this will be result 3. Okay, and let's say that we are going to say for result 4 we have mod means remainder, so remainder is, let's say this is result 4. So control S, but we need to use here break after each one. So concatenate double quote br, so that we can see the result on new lines for each one. So let me just copy this part. Let me paste in front of each statement. Okay, paste and paste right here, and we are going to paste it here as well. So control S, go to your browser and check the result. So browser and reload your page. So there is an error, syntax error, unexpected token dot on line 34. So let's check it out. We have made a mistake. We have used 2 dot. Again control S and go to your browser. For concatenation you have to use a single dot. End of file. So once again on line 35 we have made some mistakes, so let's check it. This one. Okay, so now this time it will work. So control S and just go to your browser and reload the page. So as you can see, we have the result for addition 30, subtraction -10, and for multiplication we have 200 and division 0.5, and remainder is 10. So in that way you can use arithmetic operation. Now let me copy all this just for the time being to save our time. What I will do now, this time we will work with in PHP assignment operators. Now first we need to understand what are assignment operators. So the PHP assignment operator are used with numeric values, same like arithmetic operators, to write a value to a variable. Which means that whenever we want to assign some value to a variable, then for that we'll have to use assignment operators. And most commonly in all programming languages we use this equal sign. Single equal sign mean in any programming language that you are going to assign at right side value to left side value, and we will see it practically. So let's do that. So actually we have this for assignment, and plus assignment means that first you have to add the value with the leftmost value and then assign it. Same for subtraction, and let's check it out all. So paste it right here, and suppose we have this variable, and here what I want to remove this part. Let me remove it. So here what I just want to assign b value into a. So for that I will use equal, and it will give me b result right here. Okay, so this b value will be moved into a. Now a has already 10 value, so it will be override. Okay, so for that let me remove this part from here, and let me type here moved value into a. So and there will be, instead of result it will be a. So first let's check it out, but first let me include here a break. So echo, because we have a couple of lines coding right here, so we have to use here, first we have to use here br, and one more br, and after that assignment operators in PHP. Okay, concatenate and one more break within double quote. Now let's check the result. So control S and go to your browser and reload the page, and we have assignment operator right here, and it is 20. Why 20? Here a has 10 and we have assigned b value into a. So whenever you use this symbol, this operator, this equal operator, it means that you are going to assign b value into a, and that the already value that has stored in a will be overridden by this variable's value. So how to overcome this problem? For that we'll be using this operator. So it's mean, so let me use it. So I will be using here symbol plus. It's mean that we are going to do something like this. So let me show you. Just comment. Let me use comment. Okay, this should be comment. It's mean that I am going to give a b value, but before giving b value to a, I am going to add a value with b. So it will be something like this, that a will be equal to a has 10 and add 10 will be 10 will be added with 20. Okay, and after that result will be 30. So if this time I print, then it will be 30 instead of 20. As you can see, the same method we will be using for subtraction. So just place here subtraction. It means that we are going to subtract, we are going to assign b value to a, but before assigning that value we have to subtract b value from a, and it will be something like this. Okay, so Control S, go to your browser and reload, and it will be minus 10 because when you subtract from 10 20, and it will be minus 10. Okay, now for multiplication it will be the same method, that first it will multiply, then it will assign the result into a. So let me use here multiplication, and let me change it right here as well. So Control S and go to your browser and reload it, and it will be 200 because 20 into 10 will be equal to 200. So it's mean that first it has multiplied this 20 with 10. After that it has assigned the result to a, and the result was 200. You can do for division and mod, it will work the same. So Control S and go to your browser, and just first let me change it right here. So first it will divide, then it will assign the result. Okay, divide. So Control S and go to your browser and just reload the page, and it will be 0.5. Okay, now it's time to discuss the third type of operator. So we have PHP comparison operator. Now it's very important, and mostly we use all these operators in loops and conditions. So we'll have to learn comparison operators deeply, and we have to understand the concept of comparison operators. Now first we need to understand that what are comparison operators. So comparison operators are used to compare two values. Suppose we have two variables and we want to compare their values on the basis of some conditions. For that we'll have to use all these comparison operators, such as, now whenever we want to check the equality, then for that in programming we use double equal signs. Single equal signs means assignment, when you want to give a value to the leftmost variable from the rightmost. But if you want to check their equality, equal values, then you will have to use double equal signs, and it means it returns true if x value, if leftmost variable value is equal to rightmost value. And if you want to check that the value of x, and this is leftmost variable, is not equal to rightmost variable, for that you have to use exclamation mark equal. It means not equal, means they are not equal. And this variable will be new for you. What does it mean? It is same, not equal, but a bit difference. Let me show you. Returns true if x is not equal to y. Same like returns true if x is not equal to y, and we will see it practically. So you can use this one and you can use this one. Okay, they will return true if the leftmost variable is not equal to rightmost. But in some cases we want prefer this one. We will be preferring this one, and this one is greater than, means that the leftmost variable value will be greater than the rightmost variable, and this one is the opposite of this one, and it is less than, and it will return true if the leftmost variable value is less than rightmost. And this, when we want to check at a time two conditions such as greater and equal, means the leftmost variable value, if the value of leftmost variable is greater as well as equal, then you have to return true. And if you want to check that the leftmost variable value is less than and as well as equal, then you have to return true. So let's do that practically. So let me create here variable variable A, and let's say it has a value of 10, and variable B, and it has a value of 20. Now let me use here helping variable by the name of result, and within this two variable, what I will do, so instead of using third variable this time, let's print it. First let's check for equal. Okay, so for equality we'll be checking, and here I'll be saying concatenate and $A equal to $B, then you have to return, but first we have to use here break so that we can print a new line. And first we have to use here a statement that we are going to discuss comparison operators. Okay, so let me just copy this one, Control C and V. Now this time for if it is not equal to, and Control C and V, let's check for greater than, Control C and V, let's check for less than, Control C and V, let's check for greater than equal to, and let's check for less than equal to. Now at the end, let me show you, if I use this one, then what will be the difference. You can change here that this will be not equal, and this will be greater, and this will be less than. You can also type here greater and equal, and you can type here less than and equal, less than and equal, and at the end it will be for not equal. Okay, so Control S and go to your browser and check the result. After that we will discuss. So here you can see this lines that it has returned 1 1 1 1 1. Now as while using comparison operators, it will return the result on the basis of true and false. For true it will return 1, for false it will return either 0 or empty space. Now let me make it side by side. Just let me zoom out. The first is if A is equal to B and A has 10 value, B has 20 value, so they are not equal. So it will return what? We have not printed it. It will return false. So the false is right here. So it must return 0, but in some cases it will not return 0, just empty space, because our condition is true, they are not equal. And for the second, so first let me use here a new line, BR, okay, Control S. Now reload your page again, just reload it. Now it's great. So this one equal for the first, they are not equal, that's why it's returned empty, means 0, means false. For the second condition, that we are going to, if the leftmost variable value not equal to b, then return true, and it is not equal to 10, that's why it's returned true, and true represent 1. For the third one, it says that if the leftmost variable, that is a, is greater than the rightmost variable value, then return true. And it is false because 10 is less than 20, so it's return empty. And for the third, it is true because it is less than. For this one, it is less than, so it's true, that's why it's return less than 1. Greater than and equal, they are not equal, and not greater, so both conditions are false, it's why it's empty. But in this case, a is less than or equal to b, so here 10 not equal to b, but 10 less than 20, so that's why it's returned 1, true. And the third one is true because they are not equal, means leftmost variable means 10 not equal to 10, same like in this case, it has returned the same value. So in that way you are using comparison operator. So in the next video we will be discussing increment and decrement operators. So see you there.